Tori, your daughter is in front of our house right now for some reason. Can you explain why this is? I'm sorry, but 6 in the morning is way too early to have her over. And I don't remember inviting her over to our house anyways. Why did you leave her after all, by herself in front of our house? Tori, you need to answer right now.
Ugh, can you please stop spamming my phone? Do you know what time it is? What do you want?
That's my line. Why do you leave your daughter all by herself at a time like this? She was freezing when I answered the doorbell. What kind of mother does that to her own daughter? Where are you right now? And where is Andrea? I'm getting worried about what you might have done to her, judging by what you've done to Valerina. Please just give me an explanation about the whole situation.
Oh yeah, about that. I'm leaving Valerina for you guys to raise. She just isn't worth my effort, you know? I hope you guys have a good time together, though. Sorry about the late notice.
What? What do you mean, raise? I don't know what makes you think this is a time to be joking around, but you need to stop. If you wanted us to let her stay at our house, then you should have at least let us know a day in advance. Even Valerina's crying because she thinks that you left her for good.
Well, she's right about crying. Because that's exactly what I mean. I need you to raise her from now on. As in, like, she isn't coming back to our house anymore, so you need to give her food and shelter and education and stuff. She's not our child, she's yours.
What? You can't just leave your child at our house and claim that we have to raise her from now on. That has to be some typical child abuse.
I mean, you could sue us and bring her back to our house, but as you can tell from the situation right now, I do not care about that child, and she's just gonna have a very miserable life ahead. And if you don't take the role of raising her, she'll probably end up at some orphanage and live an even more miserable life. So, it's up to you.
You're sick. How could you do this to this beautiful child? Shame on you.
Say whatever you want. You can either take responsibility in making her happy, or just sit back and watch her life fall apart.
Why are you doing this to her?
Look, as you know, my husband died last month. And as a single mother, do you really think I can afford to raise 2 kids? While working to make money at the same time? Even with the inheritance that my husband left behind, the best I can do is provide a living for one of them.
That's a problem for you to figure out. And abandoning one of them is definitely not the way.
There's only so much that a part-timer can do, you know? I can only feed 2 mouths, and one of those is mine.
Then why don't you ask your parents to help you out a bit?
Oh my god, I hate my parents. I would rather die than rely on them.
How ungrateful of you to say that.
As I've said before, say whatever you want. Please be my guest. I don't care. So, given all of the information that I mentioned above, I realized that I could only raise one child, and the other child should be raised by someone more facilitated, which turned out to be you. Come on, you're my husband's younger sister and Andrea's aunt. Come to think of it, Andrea's basically your own daughter.
What are you on right now? There's no way that you really think that logic is going to justify all of this.
I'm sure your husband is going to be excited about having a daughter, too.
But this isn't our child.
You said that you would support me in whatever way necessary at the funeral. This is the help that I need right now, so I need you to cooperate.
But this is all so sudden and out of nowhere. Have you at least tried to ask for support by the government or something? There's tons of ways to help raise your children. And scholarships and child support.
It's too much of a hassle to go through all of that paperwork. And I don't have the time to be dealing with all of that right now.
You can't tell me that you can't do even that for your own children. Please get your priorities straight. This isn't the same thing as buying a puppy. We're talking about your own child here.
It's just easier to make you raise her. Therefore, it makes more sense to just do that. Come on, quit being so stubborn and help out a sister.
I would have helped you out with all of the paperwork that you needed if you had just said it was what you needed. It isn't too late. Let's go to the city hall together and see what kind of financial support you're eligible for. How could you abandon Ballerina all by herself like this?
I mean, if it came down to choosing one of the two, I'm pretty sure that anyone would have chosen Andrea.
I would never choose one of my kids over the other.
Everyone says that until they're actually demanded to make the decision. Ballerina's always whining about something and never shuts up. On top of that, she's so slow and dull in the mind. She won't do me any good even if I keep her, so I'm letting her go.
Whether a child does you any good or not, it's a parent's responsibility to love and protect the child. How dare you label your own kids like that?
You can say whatever you want, but when it comes down to making a choice, the answer is always obvious. Andrea never complains, and she's always smiling. She is so unproblematic, so I'm sure she has a far better chance of making it in any type of job. Therefore, I'm investing in her.
What do you mean by investing in her?
I'll raise her for now, and once she's able to get a good job, she can make all of the money, which I'll live off of. It's a great plan, isn't it?
You're really going to isolate your daughter from her sister and make her work like a slave? Are you serious?
Of course I am. They say work smarter, not harder. This is my smartest way out of being poor.
You're crazy.
I'm really not. It's the child's job to take care of their parents. And Andrea has a far better chance in making lots of money. Therefore, it's only natural that I put in more effort for her instead of Ballerina. That's why I gave you the stupid one. Good luck raising her!
I've never met anyone as obnoxious as you. You know that? I feel horrible for Andrea for being chosen and forced to stay with you. Our family has our own plans too. We can't just take Ballerina in and make it work. Please just come to our house so we can discuss all of this. If you can't come, then I'll drive Ballerina over to your house. Which would you prefer?
What about neither? Andrea and I are moving today. So, I'll never see you again. Sorry.
What?
We can't afford to keep living in the apartment we used to live in. So I decided to take my daughter and move into a cheaper place. It's a bit far away from here, but my friend owns the place so I can live there for practically free. Isn't it amazing? That friend's gonna introduce me to a new workplace too. So I'm basically well off at my new location. We're resting at a restaurant by the highway right now, so I won't be coming back.
So you're just texting me to stall until you got on the highway?
I mean, you would have brought her back if I left you an option, so... Come on. When you come to think of it, this is the best for all of us. The girl wouldn't have been treated well if she was stuck with us. And you like kids. It's all for the best.
A parent is supposed to give their life to stay by their child, not to sell them away because they don't need them.
Well, I guess I'm not your practical parent then. Look, the house that we used to live in isn't ours anymore. And I have no intention in coming back. So, might as well have fun raising the girl. She's a bit dull, but she's still fun to mess with. You got this.
This has to be illegal in some way. Hey, don't do this to your daughter. Don't do this to us. Just tell me where you are right now. I'll head there, so please just tell me.
Not a chance, honey. I know you're trying to push Ballerina back to me. Won't let that happen. She's yours now, so treat her well. hope y'all have a happy future together. Bye-bye.
I'm not done with you! Hey, Tori! You don't have to do this!
Hey, Bella. Long time no see, right? How have you been?
I'm sorry, who is this?
Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten about me. It's me, Tori. You know, your legal sister. The wife of your older brother? Come on, we both know you remember me. Quit playing dumb.
I actually do not remember you. Or maybe it's just that I'm instinctively dismissing the existence of the horrifying person who abandoned her own daughter after my older brother died 10 years ago? Neither me, my husband, or our beloved daughter Valerina can recall you. Sorry.
See, you do remember. How have you been? I can't believe you actually went out of your way to raise her instead of abandoning her. Props to you, girl.
What do you want? After all of these years, without giving us a single call or text. Not even checking on Valerina at all. The audacity you have to be talking to us right now. Don't tell me you've reached out to us after all these years just to check on her. She doesn't need you anymore. She understands well that you don't care, and that we do.
Why would I go out of my way just to do that? I'm not as bored as you might think.
What do you want then?
Can you give Valerina back to me?
What?
She's already 15 and she's not a child anymore. So I'll have her work for my friend's store. Starting next year, so I need her back.
Are you hearing yourself right now?
Of course I am. Loud and clear.
Then I'd assume that even a crazy person like you would understand that I would say no, right? You're the one who left her behind at our house in the first place. You have no right to be asking us to let her go back to being with you. She's practically a daughter to us, and we would never make her go through such a thing.
Yeah, I get it. As much as I'd like to say you're right, I really need another worker right now. So please, give her back.
What happened to your other worker?
Oh, Andrea? Well, she ran away from me last night.
Ran away?
Yeah. I started online gambling as a game to pass some time, but I got a bit carried away. And now I'm stuck with a bunch of debt. So I told Andrea to work instead of studying for college. And she ended up running away.
What the hell are you doing? Is it that hard to be a decent parent?
Apparently so. So, can I have Valerina back?
What kind of adult would let a child enter that environment? No. My answer is no. So please don't contact us ever again.
Okay, let me rephrase it. I'm demanding you to give me my daughter back. You have no right to say no to this request. She's not your child. She is my child, and I have the legal rights as her parent. And Valerina has the responsibility to help me pay back my debts as my child. Got it?
Actually, Valerina is our child. Legally.
But I never signed any papers.
As soon as you left her with us, we went through legal procedure to adopt her. So now she's ours, and we have no right to hand her over.
What?
She is our daughter of my husband. So good luck paying back all of your debts alone.
What? You can't just do that. Without the permission of me? I'm her mother. She is my daughter by blood. This whole thing should be illegal.
It really isn't. There's a way to adopt a child without permission of the parent. I won't go to any specifics since you probably won't understand any of it anyways. But we were legally admitted as eligible for becoming family through court. And you and Valerina are legally strangers.
You're lying. You can't do that. I'm her real parent. She still has to listen to me.
Actually, she doesn't. We didn't just adopt her. We went through a foster care adoption process, which basically means that there is no legal tie between you and your daughter anymore. This actually requires the agreement of a real parent. But since you were gone for so many years, the court decided that you were incompetent in making a decision upon this case. Therefore, we didn't need your agreement to make the decision to go through. Ballerina is our child, and I will protect her from you with my life. You will never lay a finger on her ever again.
Then who's gonna help me pay back my debts? I can't just do it on my own. How am I supposed to get out of this?
I guess you're going to have to work on your own. You can't just keep relying on your kids and other people, including them, forever. Just help yourself, and you'll be fine.
Then what was the point of giving birth to 2 daughters? There's no point in having kids if they're useless to me when I need them. I won't let this happen. I will not allow this. You know what? You need to resolve the adoption, go through the legal procedures, and make her my daughter again.
No way. I don't like paperwork. And I'm too lazy to go through that whole process, so...
Quit messing around. I'll be on my way to bring Ballerina back. You better be ready.
Where are you headed to?
To your house.
Do you know where our house is?
The place I dropped Ballerina off 10 years ago?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but our family actually moved to another state a few years ago because of my husband's work. So you won't find us at our old house. Sorry.
What? How dare you move without telling me? This is my kid that you're dragging with you. I deserve to know where she is whenever I want.
Again, she's not your daughter.
Why is it always me? Why do bad things always happen to me? Why can't everyone just do what I ask them to do? Help me, please. I can't pay off my debts alone. I'll be stuck working for the rest of my life.
As strangers, we have no responsibility to helping you. Sorry.
Why not?
Why don't you take a deep breath, close your eyes, and ask yourself, have I really done nothing to be deserving this right now? I'm sure you'll be able to get yourself an answer. Since I'm done addressing this situation, I'll be going now. I'm sure neither I nor Ballerina will ever be seeing you again. So, farewell. Apparently, Tori tried to go and look for Ballerina and Bella, but wasn't able to do anything since she couldn't pay for the gas to get anywhere. After that, she tried to work her butt off to pay back her debts, but ended up borrowing even more money because of her online casino addiction. After reaching out to illegal sources or money laundering, she was caught by the members of a gang and was forced to work as a prostitute. After acting upon impulse, Tori ended up getting herself in a living hell situation. Not that she didn't deserve it. FYI, Andrea was taken to her grandparents' house after a few days since she ran away from her mother. And now she lives with her grandparents and goes to high school like any other student. Ballerina is also a high school student now, and she's pursuing her dreams as a nurse, going to school every day with her friends. In the end, I'm extremely grateful that everyone ended up at a better place, and I think everyone other than Tori is glad about how things ended up.
Hey, Kate. There's something important I need to talk to you about. Is now a good time?
Sure, Dylan. What's up?
Well, have you ever thought about our future, like getting married?
Marriage? Wait, are you proposing or something?
Sure, you can think of this as a proposal. But how would you feel if I asked you to marry me now? Would you be happy?
Yes, of course.
But what if I also asked you to quit your job when we get married?
What? Why?
Well, I might need to move back to my hometown in the near future. You know that my parents run their own business, right?
Yes, you mentioned before that they own a small business.
They want me to take over the family business at some point. So if we get married, I want you to quit your job and move back home with me.
Wait a second. Isn't your older brother supposed to take over the family business?
About that. Apparently, my brother and his girlfriend got eloped. So now, that responsibility falls on me.
Can't you just say no? I thought you didn't want to be involved with the family business.
But if I turn this down, there's no one else to take over the business. And I've always been a bit jealous of my brother who was first in line for that position. So, it's not like I don't want to be involved.
Well, if you're not being forced to take on that responsibility, but leaving my current job, and on top of that, moving to your hometown, that's a bit, I don't know, it's a lot to process right now.
What? Do you not want to?
It's not that I don't want to, but I finally landed this job, which has been my dream since I was young, and I've worked so hard to get here. I don't know if I could just up and leave.
I see. Then, I guess we need to break up.
Huh? Break up?
Well, if you're not willing to leave your job and move back to my hometown, there's no other choice, right? So I guess this is it.
Wait, just like that? We've been together for 6 years, you know that, right?
But you won't move back with me, right? And if you don't want to leave your job, how are we supposed to get married? It's just a waste of time to discuss this back and forth.
That's true, but isn't there a nicer way to put it?
And if things don't work out with you, I need to let the other party know too.
What other party are you talking about?
You know how I went back home last weekend? Well, my parents set me up on a date with this girl and...
What? A date? And you tried to keep that a secret from me? Isn't that cheating?
Nah, it's not cheating. We're not actually dating or anything. We just hung out and went out to eat a few times. But the girl seems really interested in me. And her family wants me to think about marrying her.
What? That's ridiculous. So if things between us don't work out, you're just gonna go and marry a different girl? That doesn't even make sense. So basically, I'm just your safety net? Do you think I'm stupid or something?
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just that she's the only daughter of one of my parents' clients. And they're very wealthy. So marrying her will really help our business. You know what they say about marrying into money. So my parents are really pushing me to marry her too. But I've been putting it off since I'm with you and everything. But she's just as good looking as you. And it's hard to say which one of the two of you is prettier.
Huh? Wait, so you went on a date with a girl who's not your girlfriend, and you want to compare who's prettier? Are you with me just for my looks?
That's not what I meant. Are you mad? I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't think you get the point. Whatever. I don't care anymore. We can break up, and you can go do whatever the hell you want.
Really? Are you sure? Oh, I'm really sorry it has to end like this. Oh, but I know you'll find someone better right away. I hope you end up happy.
Right. Whatever. Thanks a lot for wasting the past 6 years of my life. Goodbye.
Hey, Kate, how's it going? You won't believe what's been going on with me. They must all hate me or something. Remember my brother that eloped? He came back home out of nowhere. And now my parents want him to take over the family business. On top of that, he's gonna live at my parents' house with his wife and kids. So they want me to move out. After I worked so hard to learn about the family business. And living at home this whole time to support my parents. It's like they completely forgot about me as soon as my brother came home. Can you believe that? Hey, are you even listening?
I'm at work now? I don't have time to be bothered with your nonsense. Why are you even messaging me? Our relationship has been completely over for years now.
Oh, I know we're not together anymore, but still. You can let me vent a little, can't you?
Huh? I absolutely don't understand why I need to listen to any of this. Just have your parents or your wife listen to your self-centered banter.
Well, yeah. But my parents are too busy spoiling my brother and his family. And when I mentioned that my parents want me to move out, my wife confessed that she had been cheating on me for a while. So she left with our child and now lives with her lover. I'm all alone now. It's like my parents have no need for me now that my brother's gonna take over the business, and they treat me like an outsider. Can you believe that?
Actually, I don't really care one way or another. Whatever is going on in your personal life really has nothing to do with me.
Well, anyways, I'm thinking of getting a divorce. I never realized how stubborn rich people were, and it was getting too much for me. I'm also thinking of leaving my parents' company and moving back there. I want to cut all ties with my family.
Okay. Just do whatever you want.
So, Kate, do you want to get back together?
You're kidding me, right?
I married my wife because my parents wanted me to, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. I should have just refused taking over the company and married you instead. It's been my biggest regret this whole time. So, let's get married now.
In case you didn't know, I'm happily married now. And I have 2 kids.
What?
I don't know why you would just assume that I'm still single. How many years do you think it's been since we broke up? I got married 4 years ago. And I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old now.
You're kidding, right? But you said that it would make you so happy if we got married. Oh, how could you do this? Why would you go and marry some other guy and not wait for me?
That was all before you wanted to move back home to marry that rich girl. What made you even think that I would wait around for you? You actually wanted me to wait until you got divorced? Like I'm some loyal pet? Anyways, you're the one who said that I could find someone better. Or did you forget that part?
No, I know that's what I said, but... you could have let me know if you were getting married. You didn't even invite me to your wedding.
No one invites their ex to their wedding. It's not like we're friends.
But I left my wife at my parents' house, with all intentions of moving back and starting over with you. Are you gonna betray me too? I have nowhere to go. Where am I supposed to live?
That's your problem, not mine. Don't try to drag me into this. It has nothing to do with me. You did this all to yourself.
Why is all this happening to me? My brother just appears out of nowhere and takes over my position. My parents want to kick me out after all I've done for them. My wife leaves me to live with her lover and takes our child as well. And you just go and get married without even saying anything. This is so messed up.
Can you stop complaining already? I'm sorry that things didn't work out the way you intended with your family business, but you never even mentioned any of that to me. And you're the one who decided to move back home. You chose to dump me, who really thought we had a future together, for a person with more money. Why don't you stop making a huge fuss and do something about it then? If you don't want to give up your position, why don't you tell your brother that? And if you want to get divorced, take your wife to court already.
I know that, but I can't.
How can you act so tough with me, but can't be the least bit confident in front of your own family? You had no problem breaking up with me back then.
Well, I was much younger. And I can't just do whatever I want anymore. What if my brother decides to leave again or something?
Isn't that exactly what you want? I don't really understand you. There's no point in discussing this. It's just a waste of time. I'm busy, so I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna block you, so don't get in touch with me anymore.
No, don't do that. Why would you want to block me?
Because I don't have the time to deal with your indecisiveness, and besides, we're not even friends. You were so quick to turn your back on me. But when you're the one that's being rejected, you don't even know what to do with yourself? What a loser.
What the hell? What do you mean by that? What did I do wrong? What am I supposed to do from now?
Figure it out yourself? This is so frustrating. At least there's one thing I know for sure. I'm so glad I didn't marry someone so selfish and cowardly. Goodbye.
No, wait. Kate.
In the end, Dylan never left his parents' company, and he never got divorced, even though he's still separated from his wife. He also decided to continue working under his brother's employment. But soon after his brother took over the business, he borrowed a large amount of money using the company's name and just disappeared. Under the circumstances, Dylan took over as the company's acting president. But with such a huge debt, no banks would take on the company's liabilities, so all the workers ended up leaving. On top of that, his wife just served him divorce papers, and his parents vanished overnight without leaving any trace. He had no escape and just keeps finding himself in deeper trouble. I feel kind of bad about how his family treated him, but it's just karma coming back to bite him in the ass.